Madam. Okay. Okay. Good afternoon to all. Meteorological Center, Hyderabad is organizing week-long celebrations on Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. I welcome you all to this event. Yesterday, my colleague has presented one PPT regarding aviation. So today, I will be presenting the process of weather forecasting and early warning. I thank my director Srimati and Dr. Nagaratna for providing an opportunity to present this talk and to give permission to interact with you all. So you may be wondering how weather forecasting will be done. So through this presentation, I will be making you aware of how we process the data and how we arrive at this weather forecasting. So first the weather forecasting and early warning starts with collection of data. So for collection of data, we have observatories throughout India. So our observers will be recording and communicating this data to our corresponding headquarters. So this data will be in a coded form. So the data, this coded form is as per the guidelines issued by World Meteorological Organization, and this data is shared with all users. So this data, for collection of data, we have surface observatories which give parameters like atmospheric pressure, temperature, rainfall, cloud, and present weather. So, and apart from these surface observatories, we have radio sand and radio wind observations. So, in this, we attach instruments to the balloon and we will take upper air observations. So, in upper air, up to 15 kilometers data we will get. So, temperature, humidity, and wind at various level of the atmosphere will be available through this RSRW observations. And apart from this surface and weather observation, we have Doppler weather radar images also. This will be operating round the clock. And apart from this, we have meteorological satellites. So the meteorological satellites will be of two types. One will be geostationary satellite, which will be stationed at 36,000 kilometers from Earth's surface. So it will be continuously giving data of a particular point. But the problem with this geostationary orbit satellite is it will give data from a distance of 36,000 kilometers. But for our weather purpose, we need a better resolution and good quality of pictures. So, apart from geostationary satellites, we use polar satellites also. So, polar satellites, they will be revolving around 80 to 100 miles from the surface of the earth. So the problem with polar satellites is they will cover a particular area one or two times during day. So we take use of both satellite data geostationary satellite data as well as polar satellite data. So this data, all this data is plotted on these charts. So the tools for weather forecasting are analyzed weather charts. So this data this is the surface chart. In this surface chart, you can see high pressure area, low pressure area, and monsoon trough. So high pressure areas generally will be having fair weather, whereas low pressure area is associated with bad weather. So along this monsoon trough, we will have rainfall. So we will be this monsoon trough will be moving from north to south throughout this monsoon period. Based on this movement of this monsoon trough, we will issue forecast. So this is about surface, whereas through our radar and upper air observations, we will get wind data up to 15 kilometers. So we will be getting winds at various levels from 1 kilometer from surface, 2 kilometers for surface. So all this will be analyzed. See here in this chart, you will have upper air circulation in this area. So we will know in which areas there is upper air circulation and in which areas there is low pressure. So weather forecasting also has got range. So generally nowcast up to next 3 hours we will issue nowcast, and for short range 48 hours that means next 2 days we will issue forecast, and for medium range also 3 to 10 days is medium range forecast, and extended range up to 1 month, and long range or seasonal forecast is issued 3 4 months in advance of that climatic season. So after arriving at this forecast, the data is this forecast is disseminated through our departmental websites as well as through emails to the designated users, fax messages to the designated users, SMS warnings, group messages, telephonic alert to higher official in case of high impact extreme weather warnings, media briefs. Also, we will be sharing this information in Facebook and Twitter, and we will be organizing awareness workshops and seminar to make people aware of the weather events. So, after issuing the forecast, again we will check its validity also. The forecasts are verified against available ground truths, and diagnostic bulletins are published, and we will be issuing daily, weekly, monthly, seasonal and annual reports, and based on this data, climatology of the stations, states and country are prepared. So for Hyderabad also, we will be having record of what is the extreme events recorded by Hyderabad station. So impact assessment after once extreme weather event happens, we will do impact assessment also, and we will get feedback from public, and this feedback helps us to improve our services. So methods of forecasting. There are three methods. This is synoptic method. It is subject to, it is used for only for short range, say 1 or 2 days. In this, as I told you earlier, the data will be plotted on that surface chart and it is analyzed for high pressure and low pressure. based on that forecast is issued. Statistical method is used very rarely now, and it gives probabilities and percentages. And for giving long range forecast, we need numerical methods. So these numerical methods, what they do is they will feed the data of initial and boundary conditions in that numerical models. So we have few models available to us. So one is global forecasting system and weather research and forecast system and European Center for Medium Range Weather Forecast. So all these models, they will be giving outputs. So from model to model there will be slight difference in the output. So what we do is from every day at 10:30 through we all the med centers across India will be having video conference. So we will be each center with the realized data will be present in that video conference and discussion is carried out, and so they will discuss where is the low pressure area and where is the high pressure area and what are the rainfall that have been occurred reported from various stations and what we are expecting in the future. So based on that one, they will issue the forecast for next 5 days. So these scales, generally these weather events will be from few kilometers to thousands of kilometers. So these thunderstorms and all, they will be from local scale only, from 10 kilometers, few kilometers only. Whereas we have mesoscale phenomena and we have synoptic scale phenomena and we have planetary scale phenomena. See, weather is will be covering the entire globe. So whether a particular weather event started at one place, it is traveling across the globe. So it has no national or boundaries. So we will be continuously monitoring how the wind is moving, how the pressure is moving, how the system is moving from one place to another place, and based on that we will be issuing forecasts. So generally we will be issuing a forecast for the next 5 days. So in these first 5 days, suppose we have 100 stations. So if 76 to 100 stations are reporting rainfall, then we will call that as widespread rains. If 51 only 51 to 75% only are reporting rainfall, then it is fairly widespread. If rainfall reported by stations is between 26 and 50, it is scattered, and from 1 to 25 we will call it as isolated. So when if it is no rain, then we will call it as dry day. So this regarding rainfall also, rainfall intensity will be given in as per the rainfall recorded. So in this one, rainfall is calculated in millimeters and centimeters. It is converted into centimeters. So you will be wondering, what do you mean by 1 centimeter of rainfall? See, generally whenever rainfall occurs, the rainfall is partly it is evaporated, partly it will be absorbed by ground, and partly it will go to low lying area. If all these three are not there, and we will, if you collect that rainfall, so it will be at a height of 1 centimeter. If you term 1 centimeter of rainfall, that rainfall occurred will occupy 1 centimeter from the ground level. So if the rainfall for 1 hour is 1 centimeter, we will call it as light spell. If it is 1 to 2 centimeters, it is moderate spell. If it is 2 to 3 centimeters, it is intense spell. And 3 to 5 centimeters, it is very intense spell. And more than 5, between 5 to 10, we will call it as extremely intense spell. And cloudburst, if it is the rainfall in a particular hour is more than 10 centimeters, it is called as cloudburst. So cloudburst is a rare phenomena and it is extremely dangerous. And you might have heard the cloudburst occurred at Badrinath few years back. So these cloudbursts, especially if they occur in mountain areas, they could be very dangerous. So predicting a cloudburst also is a challenging job to us. And rainfall, this is about rainfall intensity and rainfall categories. Generally, up to 2.4 millimeters of rainfall, we call it as very light rainfall. If the rainfall is between 2.5 mm to 15.5 mm, that is light rain. From 15.6 mm to 64.4 mm, we call it as moderate rain. 64.5 mm to 115.5 mm, it is called as heavy rainfall. Very heavy rainfall is from 115.6 to 204.4, that is 20 centimeters. Up to 20 centimeters, we call it as very heavy rainfall, and more than that, we call it as extremely heavy rainfall. Extremely heavy rainfall is a rare phenomena, so generally it will come whenever there is a depression or cyclones. So when we are issuing this 5-day forecast, we use color code to alert the people. So you might have seen that in local newspapers and media, weather department has given yellow alert, orange alert, or red alert. So you may be wondering what is yellow alert and what is orange alert. So generally, yellow alert is a low scale risk factor. So yeah, whenever there is a yellow alert, people need to be cautious. And whenever there is a orange alert, so the risk is somewhat high, and you are expecting moderate to very heavy rainfall. When very heavy to extremely heavy rainfall is expected, then we will issue red alert. So whenever there is a red alert, people need to be very cautious, and so we will whenever we issue red alerts, we will be informing all the users and make them aware. And there are national disaster management teams, and in local GHM's area they are having monsoon task force. So in those task force there will be people from different areas of expertise, and they will be having defense people. And whenever this floods, heavy, extremely heavy rainfall occurs at a city, so trees will be falling, and lot of drainage clogging will be there. So GHMC drain cleaning people and tree cutting people and people from electricity department, and whenever there is a flooding, so people, the disaster management with boats and all, they will be taking suitable relief operations. So we will be issuing uh, forecasts also, temperature forecast. So generally in summer we will be having temperatures more than 40 degrees. So whenever there is heat wave, we will issue temperature forecast. Similarly, we will during monsoon period we will issue rain forecast, and whenever there is a drought, So this whenever we are preparing this long range forecast, so we will be issuing drought alert also, drought forecast also. So flood forecast also, whenever there is a rainfall is expected more than the normal level, we will issue flood forecast. And cyclone forecast, whenever earlier see this during this cyclone forecast there has been lot of improvement. Earlier we don't use it to get data from oceans and uninhabited areas. Now, due to the advancement in technology, we are getting data from satellites as well as radars. And through this, we are able to give better forecasts. So, the hailstorm and thunderstorms. So, these thunderstorms are very small scale phenomena. So, the problem for us is to disseminate this warning. We will be having some 1 or 2 hours lag time only. So, by the time we issue forecast and reaches the end users, already the damage would have been done. But due to the advancement of this uh, so, social media, we are instantly giving forecast thunderstorm warnings and all through WhatsApp as well as SMS through print and social medias. Heat wave forecast also we will give during summer season, and cold wave forecast we will give in winter season. So in addition to this, we will give local forecast of various cities. In local forecast, you will be getting maximum temperature of that particular city, minimum temperature, departure from normal, 24 hours rainfall, that city's sunset, sunrise, moonrise, and moonset. So generally, heat wave. How do we issue heat wave? Heat wave is considered only when the actual maximum temperature is 40 degrees or more for planes. Okay. So when the normal temperature is for planes 40 degrees, if the temperature recorded is more than 5 to 6 degrees above this 40 degrees, we will call it as heat wave. Okay. When the maximum temperature departure is more than 7 degrees, it is called severe heat wave. Okay. And whenever it is more than 45 degrees, we will call it as heat wave. And when temperature is more than 47, we will call it as severe heat wave. So see how this heat wave alert chart is given. See yellow alert. See when you see this yellow alert, heat wave condition at isolated pockets persists on 2 days. So moderate temperature, heat is tolerable for general public, but moderate health concern for vulnerable people, infants, elderly people with chronic diseases. Okay, suggested actions: avoid heat exposure, wear lightweight colored loose or cotton cloths, cover your head, use a cloth. So, what are the actions that need to be taken? Is given here. In case of orange alert, we will have severe heat. So severe heat wave persists for 2 days. So high temperature, increased likelihood of heat illness symptoms in people who are either exposed to sun for a prolonged period or doing heavy work. So high health concern for vulnerable people. Vulnerable people. So what are the actions suggested? Avoid heat exposure, drink sufficient water, use ORS, homemade drinks, and keep yourself hydrated. So red alert, extremely heat alert. So whenever there is a red alert, people need to be very careful. They should not venture out and take necessary precautions. Similarly, cold wave condition. So when the normal temperature of that station is 10 degrees and the minimum temperature is drop is 4 to 5 degrees, then it is called as severe cold wave. And when the departure is 6 degrees or more, it is called severe cold wave. So monsoon is very extremely important to India because ours is an agricultural based country. So the government of India will be waiting for our long range forecast, and after getting the long range forecast, the government has the the government has to take long term planning. If suppose if we say that there are chances of drought, so government will be planning how to procure essential items, so what imports we have to take, like that planning is necessary. So so government of India depends on us for long term planning based on the weather forecast. So this monsoon season, it is from 1st of June to 30th September. We call it as southwest monsoon period. And after the southwest monsoon period, see this year to year, the onset as well as withdrawal varies. So onset dates as well as withdrawal dates varies from year to year. So that normal areas we will be plotting. So this is the normal dates as 25th May. It will be around Port Blair area. By 1st June, this is the normal onset date. 1st June, it will be touching the. So this monsoon will be propagating in two from two sides. One is the Bay of Bengal branch and one is the Arabian branch. It splits into two branches and covers the entire India by 1st July. Similarly, by around September month, the monsoon starts withdrawing. So by 10th October, generally monsoon will be withdrawing from all parts of India. And once that southwest monsoon withdraws, we will issue onset of northeast monsoon. During the northeast monsoon, only places in southern India will get rainfall, and in AP, Rayalaseema area will get rainfall during northeast monsoon period. So in monsoon period, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka and Rayalaseema areas only will be getting monsoon rainfalls. Now that is northeast monsoon rainfalls, and generally this October and November months, especially November months, there is high probability of cyclones. Generally, the frequency of cyclones will increase in the month of November. So in November, what happens is this uh, low pressure area will be forming somewhere around Port Blair region. So this there is ample area available for it to intensify into cyclones or very severe cyclones. So long before the onset of these cyclones, we will be issuing alerts also. So due to the advancement of technology, so we are issuing alerts about cyclones 1 week to 10 days in advance, and relief teams are getting ample time to take necessary precautions. So how this we call it as systems, low pressure systems. So how we quantify that systems into various categories. So we segregate them based on wind speed. So systems less than 70 knots. This is a wind at the central area of that pressure system. If the central winds are less than 17 knots, it is termed as low pressure area. And if the central pressure is between 17 to 27 knots, and it is termed as depression. And this is the T number. T number gives the intensity of that system. And 28 to 33 knots, it is termed as deep depressions. 34 to 47 knots, it is termed as cyclones, cyclonic storm. And 48 to 63 knots, it is termed as severe cyclonic storms. And 64 to 119 knots, it is very severe cyclonic storms. And T number will be 4. And super cyclonic storms, wind speed greater than 120 knots. These will be extremely fatal and dangerous systems. And they are also rarer, extremely fortunately for us, they are rare also. But due to climate changes, these extreme weather events are increasing, and we need to take precautions. So based on the model forecast, satellite, radar, automatic weather station, automatic rain gauge, synaptic situation, the forecast is discussed and analysis done. Okay. So we, while giving the forecast impact, we are issuing nowadays impact based forecast also. So for calculating the vulnerability of districts in the states, because the systems will be low pressure systems will be moving from one place to other place, so determining which district will be affected more, it is difficult to ascertain. Okay, so based on the history of that place, we will be getting some idea, and we will be continuously monitoring the system, and we will be giving warning to the concerned people. So we will be issuing, see these forms of press release. We will issue to newspapers, and so these our weather warnings are disseminated to various agencies through print and electronic media, and they will in turn advise the people, and necessary precautions will be taken. So in addition to that, we have the applications. So we have rain alarm application which will be available on Google Play Store. People can download that application, and it will give alert to the people in 1 hour in advance. we have Magdut application, which gives cloud and weather information of that place, sunrise, sunset, and agricultural information also. They will give about rainfall. So these are Mosam application is also available, and uh, see here, this is our departmental website. Here you have satellite, radar, and satellite with lightning. So this is the instant present situation. See here, left side, you can see the current weather situation. So this is updated from hour to hour. There will be continuous monitoring of this one. So here you can the subdivision wise forecast also. So various alerts will be for October 19th, October 20th, October 21st, like that. So subdivision wise you can see, as well as districts also you can see. See here, nowcast is also here. So in nowcast also. So current situation where this yellow areas districts will be having.
View tab. No, they are not able to see this. Sharing. Oh, okay. Here.
Listen. So in addition to the regular forecast, we will be issuing marine forecast, health forecast. So far this is air quality monitoring and pilgrimage forecast, that is for Vaishno Devi and Badrinath and Chardham Yatra, and we will be issuing mountain weather bulletins also. In addition to this, we are issuing highway forecasts also. So regarding cyclones also, uh, this cyclone naming is carried out as per the guidelines of World Meteorological Organization. So we have 13 countries in the Indian Ocean. So these countries are Bangladesh, India, Iran, Maldives, Myanmar, Oman, Pakistan, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Sri Lanka, Thailand, United Arab Emirates, and Yemen. So all these 30 countries will be asked to suggest 13 names. Okay. So each country will be proposing 13 names. So 13 into 13. So total 169 names will be sent to World Meteorological Organization, and that World Meteorological Organization will finalize the list of cyclones. So cyclones are named as per the order of that list. So in this we have Nisarga cyclone, Gati cyclone, Nivar cyclone, Burevi, Tautake, Yas, and recently Gulab cyclone. And next coming cyclones are Shaheen, Jawad, Asani, Sitrang, Mandos, and Mocha. So for rest of the information, you can as well see in Google search, and you can get coming cyclones names also. So by downloading these various applications, you can get the latest weather information, and you can plan your tours and daily routine as per the weather conditions.
Next time. Hyderabad. Hyderabad.
Uh, See, this is our local. The this earlier I have shown our national website. Now I am showing our regional website, Meteorological Center,
Last time it
hmm, Meteorological Center, Hyderabad. So here you can see the map of our Telangana. So here you can see this Ramagundam. So it is having cloud. Nizamabad is having cloud. Hyderabad is having cloud. Rest of the areas no cloud is there. So this is the present weather, and radar animation also given here. See for different cities of Telangana, by just clicking that city, you can see the sunrise, sunset timings, and maximum and minimum temperature of that particular station. And district wise also nowcast for the next 5 days you can get this city forecast. See here, by clicking here you will get city forecast, district forecast, rain forecast, etc. So the data collected,
Chennai.
so data collected, we will be also supplying data for the required users. Generally for people need our data for insurance purpose as well as for planning a project, and for research purpose also. So we will be giving data to various end users. Thank you all for giving your valuable time, and I request you to give feedback, and our meteorological center will be open from 18 to 24 October for general public, and the various events and talks have been arranged. People can use this opportunity and make yourself aware of various weather